it do? Share back again with another vid. You got a little update on my journey. 6 months into it. On the rock. Lone Mountain truck. I'm gonna make another video on the owner operator, just in general on that. This is just gonna be about the Lone Mountain. So got the truck at the end of July. I didn't take long to sign on with a company. I mean, that's one of the good things. They don't make you get a company before you can even go and get the truck. I already had the company. I went to Iowa. I got my truck out of Iowa. I forget where, at Des Moines, just out of Des Moines. So they got an airport right there. My sales rep, she gave me 2 options. I mean, they had trucks in Iowa, and then they had some in Georgia, that part of Georgia on 75, I think, that runs Florida to Atlanta. Somewhere over there, and there's no airports over there, so you had to take either rental car or a taxi or something like that. So she said, hey, I'm telling you, it's better you just get this truck out of Iowa, because I'm out of Texas. They had none in Texas for some reason. I don't know, something happened. I don't know, Texas, you know, I guess they stopped being allowed to sell trucks over there or whatever. So I had she gave me the option. I submitted all my paperwork. It probably took about it took like 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you. From me putting in my application to getting to getting flown out. I mean, not flown out. I flew myself out. To fly myself out, probably 2 weeks tops. You know what I'm saying? Because they weren't my first option for some reason. But you know the way the universe works, or whoever you believe in, God or whatever. I was supposed to get my truck from Lone Mountain, because for the longest time I had wanted to get my truck from Penske. You know, Penske had decent trucks. The prices were coming down, low mileage. You know, you're looking at around, you know, 40,000 for like a 380,000 mile truck, 420,000 mile truck, 40,000, 50,000. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, shit, I put 10 on it, drop 10 on that, finance the 30. You know what I mean? But that never worked out. Penske's with Premier Leasing. Penske, you gotta have amazing credit. I don't even think you can go there. Mine was like in like the 630s. I think with Penske, you probably gotta have like a dang near 800, because even with a 630, they wanted like a $20,000 down payment, and then you finance the other 20,000 at like, I don't know what the interest rate was. It was so predatory. I think it must have been like 50% interest, because the terms of that contract still for me to finish the payments was like 4 years or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was so bad that I felt so disrespected. And then I think I was like, who would sign this? And then the lady kept calling me. I ghosted her. I stopped calling the lady. They sent me the contract over. I was like, oh hell nah. So I wasn't in dire straits, because obviously I had plan A, B, and C. So I was like, all right, shit, scratch Penske. That's not gonna work. There's no way. And that wasn't the first time I applied to them. I applied to them probably 2 years ago, trying to rush into being an owner out. Like I said, Universe was like, nah, chill, it's not the time yet. That's when rates were super bad. And not even the rates. The rates were roughly kind of the same as they are now. But the diesel was ridiculous. I'm talking $4 or $5 for diesel. Oh my God, I don't know how guys made it back then with payments. That was impossible. You know what I'm saying? Now it's around, I would say from 290 to 340 is what I put. And I use mud flat. Like I said, I'll make another video about the owner operator side and all that other stuff. But that's how much the diesel ranges or whatever. So back to the Lone Mountain. Yeah, so Penske wasn't gonna work. So I was like, damn, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna go Lone Mountain. And the reason why I didn't have Lone Mountain as A on my list is because I always drove Penske trucks as a company driver. You know, I've worked for not multiple companies, not so many, but I've worked with a couple of companies out of Chicago. If you know, you know. That they do that rental, and not even rental companies. I've worked as a company driver even with those companies out of Chicago, and they run that system where they do the Penske lease. You know, they lease the truck from Penske, and then as a company driver, you drive a Penske truck. So I've always driven Penske trucks for the longest amount of times up and down America. They've really never done me wrong. Like they've been pretty reliable. All the trucks that I've driven. It was very rare that I broke down with a Penske truck. So I was like, man, I want a Penske truck. I want to buy a truck from Penske because I've driven them. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, they don't have APUs and we idle them a lot. That's one of the bad things about a Penske truck. But as far as, you know, besides that, they've never broken down on me. So I was like, I want to buy a used one. You know what I mean? That was my whole reason behind getting a Penske truck. So, anyways, I end up not, I ended up getting approved, but the terms of the contract of the loan was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And they go out of some shady company from Florida. I looked up that company. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, I always look up the company you're getting the loan from. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make sure these guys are legitimate, and you finish this loan, you get the title. It won't be some BS, you know, whatever, you know. So long story short, it didn't work out. So boom. I apply, I look on Lone Mountain, I do the application, you know what I'm saying? I see the trucks that are on there. I've been waiting for a Freightliner for the longest, you know. I haven't been seeing a Freightliner on there, so I was like, man, I ain't no Freightliners, you know what I'm saying? I've driven Freightliners, Volvos. I've driven every truck, right? Except the Mack. I haven't driven Max, right? So, Volvo, I was never going to own Volvo. Volvos are very nice trucks to drive, but to own, I wouldn't want to own one because the parts are very expensive. The dealership, the maintenance on the truck is very expensive. Finding a dealer who really knows how to work on it, it's difficult, and that's expensive. You know what I'm saying? So technically, as an owner operator, the best trucks for you to get is either Freightliner, or International. Freightliner, International, and Peterbilt. But I wasn't gonna buy no Peterbilt because Peterbilt is kind of like, it's kind of like Volvo, but it's like American, you know. So they're gonna have the dealers, and they have a big dealer, like a lot of dealers around the country. Won't be hard to find somebody to work on it, but it's gonna be expensive. So it's like, you know what I mean? And I just wanted a truck to just ride and get me, it's comfortable inside, big enough. So I didn't really want an International, although I driven Internationals when I worked for NFI. Most of their fleet was Internationals, day cab. So I was familiar with them. Not that I want to own one, no. I always liked the Freightliners. That's what I learned how to drive with. That's what I drove with when I first started driving 4 years ago. So I wanted a Freightliner. You know what I mean? Always. You know, so I end up putting in the application, like I said. I think it's like a quick form application. It's not a lot of information, and then they got back to you, I think, like in a day, not 2 days. So maybe I filled it out on a Monday. They got back to me on a Wednesday. So she hit me up. She was like, "Hey, see you on for a truck, da da da. Send us all the documentation." It's not much. It's like, I think they wanted, I'm sorry, I'm doing this all off the top of the dome. I really didn't write any of this down. They wanted like, your work history or something. I think like 3 years work history or whatever, to show that you've had your CDL for like at least 2 years. And then they wanted bank statements, I think for the past, probably like 6 months, right? Showing that you've had at least, I think it's double the deposit. So my deposit was like $3,000 or something. So they wanted to see like maybe 6 or 9. I had like 15 G's saved though, so I knew I had way. I had 15 G's in one separate account for just trucking, and then I had another 10 bands in sorry, that's my fucking girlfriend. She texted me. So I had 15 bands saved up in trucking, in a trucking only account, just for the owner operator endeavor that I was gonna embark on. Then I had another 10,000 just for my personal bills at home saved up. So all in all, the account showed 25,000. But really, all of that income was really, 15. But I mean, obviously, I could also pull from the 10 for my personal stuff, just in case I needed it for the truck or anything like that. So all in all, I had 25. So that was good. And then it has to be in there for like 6 months. It can't be like, I think they need 3 months of bank statements, right? And you just go to your online account or whatever, and you can screenshot it or download the PDF and then send them over to show that for 3 months that money's been in there. I haven't touched it. Like I said, that 15,000 has been in there. I've been saving it, and I had never touched it at all. So there's that. That was good. And then they want to see like your last 6 months of paychecks or something. So you send them that. You send them your pay stubs for like 6 months, and we get paid every week. So that's a lot of pay stubs. Like 4 times 6, right? Send the pay stubs at your most current job. I'm not sure if it's 6 months or your most current job. So I was at the job. So try to be at a job for at least 6 months before you apply, is what I would say. So at least it looks like, okay, he been consistently getting money. He ain't just ran up a bag unexpectedly. Nah, he knows, he was getting money or whatever. So then, like I said, they didn't have no Freightliner, so I just applied because I was ready to do this. Plan A failed, and I was like, man, I need to get this. Like, the universe pushed me to get. It was like, man, you need to start this owner operator journey right now, because I had planned to start it in December, but for some reason in July something happened with the company that I was with, and it made me just be like, you know what, start this stuff now. You BS and pussyfooting around, like, go ahead and do it, bro. Like, you don't gotta wait till everything is perfect. I'm waiting. I know I wanted 20,000 in my just in the trucking account alone, 25,000. And man, start with 15, bro. 15 is enough, bro. It's enough. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up starting it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the Freightliners wasn't there. They had internationals. Like I said, I didn't want one, so I did all my research on it, on the engine. Obviously, you don't want the Max. I don't want any engine an international make. So the A26, I don't want it. Although I've heard it's not that bad. And I also don't want obviously you don't want a Max, so I don't even think they make those engines no more. So with the Cummins, you have the option of with the international, you have the option of the Cummins or the A26. So they got the Cummins. And like I said, it was an XJB Hunt truck. So with the XJB Hunt, it's not even running. It might have been idling a little bit, but it hasn't been really running. They maxed them trucks out at 65. So it hasn't been even push driven. You know what I'm saying? It had around 410,000 miles when I got it. Now, mind you, I looked at Lone Mountain, and then I looked at also the price of the truck on the open market, like on Truck Paper and those sites. That truck for that amount of miles was probably around, I would say, $35,000 if I went to a dealership. Penske, Lone Mountain, all in all, is 57 grand. It's $13.95 for like 40 months or whatever. Basically, it's 57,000. $13.95 a month to get to 57 grand. So you do the math on how many months that'll take, and that's how long I have to pay. You can pay it off early if you want to, but it's already, the interest is in the loan, so it's like, what's really the point of paying it off early? That's what I said. When I first got in, I was like, I'm gonna pay this bitch off in a year, which I could, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, wait, what's the point? That's a waste of money. Instead of me paying this truck off early, there's no interest on it. As long as I can make the payments, right? and I have money saved up, I can save up for other things, right? And or even invest that money into the stock market or anything, instead of just paying the truck off for me for what? It's $13.95 either way. You're not gonna pay any more, you're not gonna pay any less. It is what it is, right? So instead of tying your money up and paying off a truck really fast, you know, put that other money to use to other saving goals that you want to do. So like I said, once I gave her all that information, the pay stubs, the bank statements, the work history, and then 3 references, right? One of them can be personal. I think they're 2. I don't think it matters, right? Because I gave them my mom, and one of my ex-girlfriends that I, you know, longtime ex that we still kind of keep in touch with, and I think a current girlfriend that I was dating at that time for a while. I'm pretty sure. But 3 references either way. No, I gave my brother, my mom, and then one of my exes that, you know, still a close friend and whatever, that I've known for like 3 or 4 years. And they're gonna call those references. So make sure you tell your references when you put them down. Hey, expect a call from Iowa or somewhere. Somebody gonna call you. I know you're not gonna know the number it's gonna call. It's gonna be a number, but pick up the phone. Because before they prove you, they're gonna make sure that they've reached out to these people. And they don't ask. I asked my mom what they asked. She was like, oh, they didn't ask anything really. They just was like, how is he? Does he own any cars or anything? Or how does he make his bills on time? Does he take care of his stuff? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? So make sure that whoever you put down there looks at you in a good light. You know what I'm saying? And just tell them, like, once you tell them they're expecting a call, also tell them, hey, whatever they ask, sell the moon to them. Tell them I'm the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Yeah, the references, and then I think that was pretty much it, what they asked for, right? Yeah. So once I gave her that, they, you know, she sends it off, your sales rep will send it off to the accounting department or the finance department, because it's all in-house. Them and 10-4, which is the truck insurance company that they use, is all like in the same building. So send it to the finance lady. Like I said, if you give them all the documents, you got the money in the bank, it's been sitting there, you got the pay stubs, the references of callback, they're gonna give you the truck, right? Mine was $13.95. I hear they've gone down to like $1,100 a month. So hey, all better to you. Boom. Got approved for the truck. They give you, I think, 2 weeks to come out there to get it. Otherwise, they have to move the truck on. Like, they'll hold the truck for you. Like, she gives you a list of the trucks that are available. She's like, we got one like this, one like that. And the lady was pretty genuine, you know. And I heard some horror stories about Lone Mountain or whatever. This, that, and the third. Even the reviews, they're, you know, split. At Lone Mountain, man, they got good trucks, man. They got good trucks. If you get you a Cummins, right, and you don't idle your truck, right, you should be okay. Because the truck I've been with for 6 months, I'm sitting at, let me show you guys. I'm sitting at, just shut off. I'm sitting at, I don't even know if I can flip this. It's booting up. I don't know if y'all see it, but, whatever. I don't know. Get this junk off of there. I'm sitting at 481. I got it at like 409. So I mean, if I do the speedometer, one of my mileage things, I got it 70,000. I put low shit. Doing that shit. Crank this bitch up. I did I put 70,000 miles on it in 6 months. I've been running this truck, man. I've been running this mug. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, nothing has happened with it. No, and like I said, I don't idle my truck. I thug it out, man. When it's hot, when it's cold, I may run the heater does this load shed thing where it because I got my fridge in here, a microwave, which isn't on. The light's about to cut back on in a minute. It'll do a load shed. That's what the International, it'll do a load shed, but it'll shed off parts that it deems unnecessary to sustain the battery so that you can still crank the truck. There it goes. And then, yeah, it'll get all the power back and whatever. I'm trying to turn this backlight on. There you go. Yeah, let me turn this light on. So yeah, the truck's been good. Like, it's ran smoothly. The only thing I've done on it was oil changes. I replaced the airbag, and that was it. Other than that, the truck's been good for the 6 months. Hasn't let me stranded or nothing. Like I said, I don't idle much. Like overnight idling, no. Maybe a little bit out of shipper receiver if I'm heating up some food in the microwave or something, but I just don't idle. I shut off the truck. The truck is like me. When I'm not running, the truck's off. When I'm not running, the truck's not running. Right? And that's how I run this business, how I do it, man. You gotta be able to sacrifice a little bit of comfortability. Like, and it saves you on diesel. Like, let's be honest, man. It saves you on diesel, man. Like, diesel is your biggest expense out here. You cut down on West Island. I hear people all the time. I watch tons of videos. They crying and complaining. Oh, it's so hot and I gotta crank this shit. Yeah, but is it worth it, bro? A little bit of air conditioning, sleeping at night a little bit comfortable, right? Just to, you know what I'm saying? This is your business, man. This thing right here, man, just putting money in my pocket. I ain't gonna hold it. Like, I don't got no year-to-date papers or nothing like that, but I done saved up. In this 6 months, I'm sitting on about like 25 bands in my savings already. Now, mind you, I spent more than that, but that's just how much I put away in savings. You know what I'm saying? Just in those 6 months. So in a year, if I put up 25 in 6 months, and I could have put up way more. I'm not gonna lie. Certain weeks have been like kind of, unexpected things have happened where I've gone home for longer. I haven't driven as much as I should or could have. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, in a year, if you can put up $50,000, think about it. Like, good. But I'm keeping on the Lone Mountain stuff. As far as Lone Mountain, go to Lone Mountain, get an International. I know what people say, this, that, and the third, man. This truck is a good truck, man. It's a good truck. I went to a mechanic one time, and he said the same thing. He said, man, you got a good truck. He said, I don't know if I made the right decision on this truck. He's like, man, let me tell you, you got a good truck. And that mechanic, that's what they work on. They have a contract with the Ryder, and they work on the Ryder International box trucks with the Cummins engine. So they always work on Cummins. So he's telling me, man, you got a good truck. I'm like, yes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting at like 481. I'm figuring this baby at least get me to 750. At least 2 years. 2 years and 1 year with no payments, man. That's all I need. That'll give me enough money to buy a house. Pay this off. Pay off my car. Buy another car. And buy another truck, whole new truck. Because these trucks are only $30,000, like I said. If you save up $30,000, you can go to a dealership and just get it cash. Here. 30 bands, give me the truck, no payments. Or you can go back to Lone Mountain. You can trade this same truck. Lone Mountain will take a trade in. So you can take this same truck, give it back to Lone Mountain. I'm not sure how much they give you for it, with 700,000, 800,000 miles on it. Yeah, it's not $1 million. These trucks are meant to go $1 million. The engine, at least. Maybe the other components you might have to change and stuff, but the heartbeat of it, the engine, $1 million. You know what I'm saying? You can trade it back in with Lone Mountain. get on the same plan again and run it up again with another one. And just rinse, wash, and repeat. You know what I mean? So for me, I would go to Lone Mountain and get a truck. Man, because like I said, these other guys are predatory. Now Lone Mountain, like I said, this truck is probably worth market value $30,000, and I'm paying $57,000. So I'm giving them about let's see, 30 plus another 30, that's 60. So minus 3 to get to 57. I'm giving them $20,000 in profit. Essentially, is what they're making off of the truck. Now, if I did get to the dealership, I would have to still finance it. Let's say I got the truck for 30, I put 10 down, and then finance the 20. So at commercial trucks, the interest rate started at least 10. I wouldn't even say 10. I'd say at least 14%. My credit range 630. Maybe if you have a perfect 800 credit score, you can get a 8 to 10%. I don't have that right now. I don't have that yet. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my credit's gotten it's getting better to pay off all my bills, definitely. You know what I'm saying? With the truck. So, it's a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk about money and all that stuff in another video. Just right now, we're just about the Lone Mountain stuff. And I know I'll be all over the place rambling. But basically, the essence of the video is Lone Mountain a good or bad investment, and a little breakdown on how the process to get applied to goes. Like I said, they approve it, man. They're not too stingy on the credit. As long as you have decent credit, you don't have no repos. I had a car on there, not a repo. I had no repossessions. I never had no repossessions or bankruptcies. They don't have no bankruptcies or no repossessions. So I had a car that I've been paying off for like 2 years already, making all the payments on that. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that helped to show. But as long as you don't have no repossessions or bankruptcies, you should be good to get approved. And that's the reason why I would recommend them, because a lot of times, and when I met a guy over there too who got approved. Man, a lot of times, man, nobody want to give you the truck. You got the work ethic, you got the vision and the plan, you got the grind, right? You got passion for the job, but don't nobody want to give you the truck. Like, man, how long? Nobody want to give me the truck. Lone Mountain gave me the truck. Lone Mountain gave me the truck. They gave me the key. They said, here, this is what you want to hear. Say less. So for that, I'm forever thankful for them. You know what I'm saying? Just for giving me that opportunity, right? And like I said, they have a wide selection. I'd say I go with the International Cummins. First of all, it's got the best price point, and it's got a great warranty on it, 2 years. Bumper to bumper. I mean, you can't beat that. You got a bumper to bumper warranty. That usually costs like $10,000. Manufacturer, mind you. So in that $27,000 that you're paying on top of 30 off the market value of the truck, you gotta remember another 10 probably is the warranty, right? Because if you go to an NTP or aftermarket extended, that'll run you like 8 to 10,000. So really, okay, so 27 off the market plus the market value, right? Take off another 10, that's 17. So they really only getting 17 off, right? Say another 10 in interest, then the principal is 10 and you paying 10 in interest for a 4-year loan. It's not that bad for a truck that's making like at least what, 3, 6, 9. I would say at least $9,000 to $12,000 a month on a slow month. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna make at least $3,000 a week after expenses. You know what I'm saying? Each week. Alright? If you're only working 3 weeks out the month, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of guys work more than that, but I always do, I base mine off of, 3 weeks out the month. 2 days off a week, 2, 4, 6, 8, or whatever. So that'd be, let's just round that down to 7 days. 1 week, you take off, right? If you work 3 days. Well, do 2 days off a week for the 3 weeks that you work. For every 1 week, you get 2 days off. So if you work 3 weeks, that's 6 days. Round it up to 7. Take off the whole week. So for those 3 weeks before you go home for that 1 week, you done made at least 9,000. You know what I'm saying? I found a way where I made. I've seen what is anywhere from just a dry van now, right? Dry van is the most steady, you know, not pay the most, but it's the most steady. Flatbed will pay a little bit more, but it's inconsistent. It goes down in the winter. But the van is usually steady throughout the whole year. It's gonna be a good amount of work, and the rates are pretty much kind of the same. So, like I said, we'll get into all of that. As far as Lone Mountain goes, go for it, guys. If you feel like you want to step into being an owner-operator, right? And I'll get into all the maintenance and all of that stuff and taking care and all of this other stuff. As far as Lone Mountain goes, definitely, I approve. Go for it, man. Best of luck, guys. Next video. See you. I'm out.